Well, hello, good morning. It is 10:24, Tuesday, February 11th. How are you today? I hope you are well. So today is just another day. I'm not really sure what to film these days. I'm kind of running out of footage just because, unfortunately, every day is kind of the same here. I wake up, I do my morning routine, I check the mail to see if I have to do that. I have random domestic duties around the house, sweeping and picking up trash and cleaning and organizing. And that's kind of it. I don't really have a whole lot going on. So there really isn't a whole lot to film. I've been racking my brain for the last 2 or 3 days to think of any kind of creative project that I can think of. I re-downloaded Blender. I haven't 3D modeled in probably like 4 years, but I have this built-in drive to create something, but I also have this perpetual monkey on my back, whether it's my OCD or my ADHD or whatever, my perfectionism, but I cannot stand the idea of wasting time, especially like if I'm like right now, my biggest priority is an income. I need to find an income. I have revamped my resume, which still isn't great because all I'm showing on it right now is from 2017 to present, where I am the owner and operator, the owner of Bricktown Media. And yes, I've had client work, and I can show that, but it's coming down to trying to get my skill set in front of the right eyes, and I just don't know how to do that. I've been looking for YouTube editor jobs. I've been looking for remote graphic designer jobs, and I've had what I would call one bite so far, one return, for an interview. I had that interview, and then it turned out to be a scam. So to me, that's just wasting time now. It was through Indeed, and it was through my email address. So someone through Indeed emailed me telling me that they saw my resume and they were interested in they liked what they saw and they wanted to interview me. So I go through the interview. It's a text-only based interview on Skype, which doesn't make sense. Why would you use Skype if it's a text-only when you could use any other messaging service, whatever? So I go through the interview only to find out that in fact it was a scam. And now I've gotten 3 other emails that are the same basic scam, but are just working from different companies, but it's the same effing message over and over again. So now I just feel like I'm wasting my time trying to find work, which is insane because that's the thing I need to do. But my brain says, don't bother. You're just going to get scammed again. There's nothing out there for you. I know, logically speaking, I have a skill set. I have abilities. I have creative things to say and do with my skill set. I have intelligent things to add to conversations and brainstorming processes. I know that I would be a good fit for a team of graphic design / video editor, whatever, multimedia people. But I just don't know how to get in front of those people and to make my case that I'm worth investing in. So I'm running out of things to film. I re-downloaded Blender thinking, well, maybe I can think of a fun 3D modeling, light animation kind of project. And I'm still working away with an idea. I really enjoy those satisfying videos or gratifying videos, whatever, where you've got a ball rolling down a track and then it perfectly meets a new track as it's rolling in and it does its thing. So, I have concepts, I have ideas, but then when I think to actually start to do them, the other side of my brain kicks in and it says, well, are you just wasting your time? Are you doing this just to waste hours? And sure, you can slightly improve a skill set. You can have something new to show for yourself. But I've got plenty of projects in my portfolio to show for myself. And the thing is, like, I could be much more prolific, I suppose, and think of a new project, a little small, short project to work on every single day. But you can only pack so much into a portfolio before it's overwhelming. And then you have to go through and edit through and pick your best projects. So I have done that. I've picked the best of my best, and it's up there on my portfolio. And it's varied. It's not all a bunch of logos. It's not all a bunch of just motion graphics. It's all over the place because I try to do a little bit of everything. Which I suppose maybe is hurting my chances as well as far as finding work. I don't know. So I'm also trying to, obviously hone my video editing skills and storytelling skills. So I would love to be able to think of a narrative, or, this channel is Josh Off Script, but maybe I could think of something fun to film and edit and create that was scripted, or at least a little bit more on rails. But man, for the life of me, I cannot think of a single thing worth investing my time in. I have no problem considering or inventing a fictional narrative about a character or a moment, but then I'm filming it. I am combing through and editing through the footage for a rough cut, and then I'm chasing down assets for audio and video and creating my own graphics, and then I'm setting up the timeline and custom animating or whatever within the timeline. And then I'm exporting, and then I'm uploading, and all of these things take time, and all of these things I enjoy doing, but not to the void necessarily. As an artist, first of all, I want eyeballs on my work. I want people to be introduced to me through my work, and introduced to my work, and introduced to themselves through my work. And so if an artist is getting no eyes, it doesn't mean the artist stops creating, because the artist feels compelled to create, but then it just almost hurts me more, because then I'm thinking, I'm getting anxious here thinking, I should be making something, I should be creating something, I should be able to make money doing these things, and yet that just isn't happening, and I'm not sure where I'm going wrong. I'm on Upwork. I just got verified, so I'm actually today at some point probably going to look through Upwork and see if I can maybe find a gig and just start to build a portfolio from there. But I'm on Fiverr, but have gotten absolutely nothing from Fiverr for the last several years that I've been on there. I'm on Facebook, and I can shout out into the void to my 500 followers or friends or whatever you want to call it on Facebook, but most of those people are my actual friends and family. Or a majority of those people on my friends list just don't need my services, because either they don't need a graphic designer, or even if they did, they can't necessarily afford what a graphic designer costs. So even when I'm doing client work for friends and family, it's nothing against them. I am purposefully dropping my prices down to meet their budget, because they need the work done. I know I could do the work well, and why not me than over somebody else, so that at least I have something in my portfolio. But again, I've gotten a bunch of portfolio pieces. I have an entire YouTube channel off to the side of this one, Bricktown Media, which I've had since 2017, and that's my living portfolio for my video editing. That's been up since 2017, and I've only got 400 subscribers. It's not monetized channel, so it's not like I'm looking for money out of anything there. But at the very least, a paying client or two out of those 400 people. But no, I don't get anything from that either. So I can't seem to take care of myself on my own. I can't seem to find a job without getting scammed. It was the first time, the thing that really hurt me was that was the first time since 2017 that I actually actively considered working for somebody else. Because I'm feeling like I have no choice. But I'm also not gonna, submit to something stupid like retail or fast food. Sure, that works for some people. I've been there, I've done that. I've done fast food and non-fast food. I've done retail. I've done transportation. I have worked in different sectors throughout my life, and nothing has been fulfilling. like the way that being an artist or a designer or a producer or whatever you want to call it makes me feel, right? So I'm not going to just take any shitty job. I'm 40 years old. I need to take my career seriously. Jezebel, stop. I need to take my career seriously. If I don't take it seriously, if I don't take myself seriously, my own dreams and wants, wishes and desires seriously, no one else is going to. And of course they're never going to get achieved. So, I'm just feeling like I'm stuck between a rock and a hard place here, where I have to take myself seriously and I have to care about what I really want out of this life and not submit or concede to someone else's plan for me or someone else's idea of a good life for me. I decide that. And so I'm trying to stick to my guns, but I'm also trying to be patient. But then the walls are closing in on me. So it's all very feeling, existential, to say the least. So yeah, I don't really know what to film right now. I'm filming this just to have something. I'm gonna upload this probably immediately and just start editing something. Yeah, I don't know. It's a lot. It's a lot, and it's also a whole bunch of nothing. Yeah, as I had mentioned in episode 12, my depression and anxiety and ADHD are really, really rearing their heads against me lately. The last probably like 2 or 3 weeks have been really hard for me to find my own motivation to do anything, film anything. I just end up sitting in front of the stupid TV or my computer, staring at the screen, trying to think of a project, trying to think of something to do that might mean something to somebody. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to do. I know where I need to be. I just don't know how to get there. If you're seeing this and you work for a company or know someone who works for a company, or you own a company that needs an in-house graphic designer, video editor, social media branding, organizer, whatever, please consider hitting me up. My email is joshnuttall@gmail.com. Yeah, please hire me. Thumbnails, YouTube thumbnails. I will put hundreds of hours into your thumbnails if it means that you're going to pay me a decent wage. Yep. So anyway, as far as today goes, I'm not really sure. I have some things around the house to do, sweep. I do have some dishes that could use a washing. I could go to the Y, but I just feel so much anxiety over the situation here at home that I can't be bothered to leave the house because it makes me on edge even more. And on top of that, I discovered yesterday that my black water tank has a leak. So I don't know how I don't know how you avoid that. When you have a black water tank, black water is your toilet, right? And I think your sink. But I'm not hooked up to water, so it's really just number one. I pee in my toilet and that's it. Everything else, I have to go down to the bunkhouse, to the bathhouse. I use their bathroom. I use their shower. So it's just number one in there, but it's not a heated tank. It's not an insulated, holding tank. So as I've been going, it's been sub-zero. The block, the urine has basically just been freezing into a block in there. As it's frozen, I don't know how to get it pumped because it's a block of ice. So how do you pump out a block of ice? You don't. Anyway, I've just noticed that the area around my camper is just really yellow, and I couldn't figure out what the hell was going on. I couldn't figure out if their septic tank under the ground was somehow flooded or overfilled, or from my neighbor, if it was something from over on his side. But I saw yesterday it was just warm enough, I guess, where things were kind of warming up and thawing out, and I saw a drip from underneath my camper. And when I go to investigate it, sure enough, yeah, my black water tank is leaking. So that's just one more thing that I don't know how to fix. I don't even know how to avoid that going into the future. Let's just say I have the kind of money to get a whole new black tank put on the camper. First of all, I don't even know if they'll come here to my camper to do that kind of work, or if it's somewhere that I'd have to hook this thing up, drive it all the way to a whole new different location somewhere, leave it there for a couple of days, and then where am I going to stay? Like, I probably don't have enough money for that and a motel for a couple of days. Where are my animals going to stay? So, yeah. Now, I don't know if I had mentioned this before. Money is tight right now, but I do have I've got over $10,000 roughly in escrow from when I sold the house. But before I can get any of that money back, the work that money is being held for has to get done. So, and that could be, I don't know how long, months from now. I might not see that money until the end of June, for all I know, beginning of July, beginning of August. I really have no idea. I can't rely on that money until it gets here. So it's like, all right, so I just hang out with a leaking black tank with just pee running out everywhere? I guess. While everything is frozen, it doesn't reek, but like as soon as the weather breaks and everything starts to thaw, that's going to be a problem. But I don't know what to do about it, and I don't have any money right now to do anything about it. Like if I had the money, I would say, well, we'll just replace the tank. But I don't have that money, nor do I have an income. So I don't really know what to do. And maybe some of you are seeing this and thinking, yeah, me too. So is everybody else. Everyone else is in the same situation. You got to toughen up and deal with it. But I'll tell you, I've been real sick and tired for most of my life about hearing about how I have to be tougher and I have to suck it up. I just want things to just be normal, and I just want things to be different, better, simpler. I don't know. So, yeah. Yeah, I've got some dishes to do. I could do a sweep. I got a couple of bags of trash I could bring to the dumpster. But other than that, I'm kind of at a loss. I really just don't know what to do with myself. Yeah.